Barbershop conversation guy. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. So I want to, September 28th, save the date. August 25th, backpacks and free haircuts. 7 o'clock tonight, in an hour and 62 minutes. In an hour and 2 minutes, tickets going to drop our first episode. Show up and show out. Go up in the comment section. Donate. Do what you love to do. At least click play and listen for at least for a couple minutes, man. Let's delve into it, man. So I saw Terrence Crawford's, and he said that there's two sides of the street. Newsflash. Everybody knows that, right? And the irony of this whole situation is that he did that interview on DAZN. So that means there's three sides of the street, right? And I find this so compelling and so ironic and so misunderstood. I don't understand. Left, right, east, west. I don't understand, right? First, I'm going to get into the two sides of the street, but let's look at it from a visual perspective, right? Who runs DAZN? Eddie Hearn, right? I have seen Friday. I sat back and was very observant because I want to see if all this shit was true, right? And I'm not making up shit. I'm not choosing sides. I'm gonna tell you facts for facts, okay? I'm sitting in the back of the weigh-in, right? And I'm seeing. See, I know I'm on borrowed time. The reason why I know I'm on borrowed time is because I got to make a decision, right? Do I go interview Eddie Hearn? Do I go interview Bob Arum? Do I go interview because I'm only one person? Terrence Crawford is there. Bo Mack is there. I got to get all these interviews for y'all, right? For us, for the culture, right? For the advancement of boxing. And I'm looking back, seeing who I want to interview, right? And I'm trying to line them up in sequential order, right? And so I'm watching everything, and I see a bunch of media members go and try and talk to Terrence Crawford. I don't know what he said, but they came back without an interview, right? As you can see on your timeline, there's no Terrence Crawford interviews, right? And then the next day, because we're going to talk about streets, right? And we're going to get to that and why it's important. The next day, before the main event, and I'll make this as visual as I can be. I should have took a video of it so you guys can see it. That's what I should have did. I watched Terrence Crawford navigate downstairs on the main concourse, right? I saw so many people asking. He was by himself. He was solo. I saw so many fans asking for pictures. He had an iPhone in his right pocket dangling. He has some dark pants on, and he always wears those Versace type shirts. You'll probably see it in the picture, right? I forget what he had on. And I seen him shade at least 15 people for pictures. Swear to God, I'm not lying. And he goes around and goes to the other side of the thing and sits in the front row. I'm not sure if you guys saw him on TV, but if I'm facing the ring, it's to the left side. He went from the right side of the ring around in the U and sat down. And I'm watching. I'm like, damn, right? And then we're gonna fast forward it to when Earl Spence got there. I literally watched. See, there's a disclaimer. I can't see Earl Spence's eyes. I can't see Earl Spence's face. I can't see where he's turning. So I can't talk about Earl Spence because I'm literally behind them watching him. I can see Eddie Hearn look at Earl Spence 5 and 10 times, and I can see Terrence Crawford cut his eyes and turn his head at Earl Spence at least 10 times over his right shoulder, right? And I'm sitting there watching, and then the fight ends. The fight. Okay, thank you. And then I watch the fight ends, and I see Terrence Crawford go and take pictures. I can tell his competitive nature come out. He was trying to upstage Terrence Crawford, but he couldn't upstage Terrence Crawford because more fans. Obviously, we're in Dallas, right? So he has an unfair advantage, right? All the fans starts gravitating towards Earl Spence, and I can tell he intentionally wanted to leave the event before. He didn't want to go face to face with Earl Spence. I can tell because he left early, right? And he goes off and leaves early, and Earl Spence probably leaves 20 minutes there after him. He says there's two sides of the street. If you're on the other side of the street, confront the man that's on the other side of the street, right? The same way I got on the plane, I got on the bird to go confront Eddie Hearn. All right, you understand what I'm saying? I didn't do that. I had no aspirations of going to. I had no aspirations going to um, um, Texas. I've never covered a DAZN fight in my life, but he pissed me off so much. I secured my family. 5 hours later, I was on a nonstop flight to Dallas, Texas. All right, he pissed me off that much, right? And if Terrence Crawford is that mad and wants these fights, go confront the top dog that's on the other side of the street. He purposely didn't want to confront Earl Spence. It was so easy to do. They will run. Terrence Crawford was 1 row in front of him and about 4 seats from Terrence. I mean, 4 seats and 4 seats. Earl was in row 2. Terrence Crawford was in row 1. And he was about 4 seats to Earl Spence's left shoulder, right? And I watched the whole fiasco because obviously we'll get it on camera for you, but I want to see how these guys navigate. Like I'm real interested to see how these people move. And then I get home yesterday, and I see that he says there's 2 sides of the street. I saw a Black Fight Fan drop a video right now. I haven't watched it, but I saw the title, and it reminded me of what I want to talk about. Terrence Crawford, there are 2 sides of the street. Terrence Crawford, there's 2 type of promoters in this world. Terrence Crawford, there's 2 type of people. Good people, bad people. Good promoters, bad promoters. Your contract is up next year. What are you going to do? You purposely signed with ESPN, some say to avoid top competition. You are a big fish in a small pond. Enjoy and live your best life. Okay? And the difference between PBC fighters as a whole is they're very out there. They're doing interviews. They're intentional about showing up to fights. They're give you an example. The whole staff flew out to the pay-per-view event. Everyone flew out to that pay-per-view event. Why? Because it's an event. They want to be a part of it. They know they're gonna get interviewed. If it was 3 of me, man, it would have been electric. It would have been amazing. You understand? I could have got you guys so many interviews, man, but it's only one of me. I'm doing an interview with one person, and 3 people go by me that I want to interview. I'm like, fuck, I can't break this interview to interview the 3 fighters or managers or trainers or promoters that just walked by me. You understand what I'm saying? There's so many people. So I say all that to say, Terrence Crawford, there are 2 sides of the street. Bob Arum, but here's the catch. You're in the field. Terrence Crawford, you are in the fields. Please understand what I'm saying. They're in a big lot. They're in a big lot, and you're in the field. My videos are gonna be so gold, so powerful when Team Crawford wakes up and realize they have to go elsewhere to secure their legacy. Oh man, it's just gonna be, and I'm gonna be proven correct. Okay, and I'm not saying that I am perfect, but I'm always frontlining. I saw Terrence Crawford, and the reason why I didn't go up and interview him because there was too many media members around, and I didn't work too hard on trying to convince Terrence Crawford that he's in the wrong position to have 10 people record it. If Terrence Crawford is gonna curse me out, want to fight me, I want that shit all to myself. I'm just being real as I can be. You know what I mean? I don't want Pheno Boxing putting up bad titles and shit as what they did with me and Andre Ward. Piece of shits, man. I'm just fed up with that. I'm fed up with all the backstabbing. Everyone else want to be conniving and do all this shit. I am probably one of the few media members that stands on his square and says what he means and means what he say. Period. Everyone else want to laugh and cry and joke and pander and kiss ass for a credential. I'm not going to do it. And 2, I want that Terrence Crawford footage all to myself. If I was at the same hotel as them and I saw Terrence Crawford in the hotel, which I actually did, but I was interviewing Bob Arum. I saw him I looked over my right side like he had just come back from shopping. I'm like, fuck, I would love to get Terrence Crawford in this element. He said, fuck you, nigga, you been talking all that shit about me? I know, I would have got all that and y'all would have loved it, right? And but I was interviewing Bob Arum. It was Justin Fortune sitting over my right shoulder, and if I look past Justin Fortune, it was Terrence Crawford with 3 other dudes. Walking to the elevator, and I wish I could have got him, but I was in a 30-minute interview with Bob Arum. So I said all that to say, Terrence Crawford, man, Keep it real. Keep it funky. Keep it 100. You want to fight Earl Spence? We gonna see what you do. All right. You want to fight Manny Pacquiao? I am the only motherfucking. I'm not even on your team, Terrence Crawford. I am the only nigga, and I'm not even on your team that confronted Bob Arum about promoting Vasyl Lomachenko and Tyson Fury ahead of you. I'm fighting for you, and you don't even like me. And I'm not doing this because of ego or nothing like that. I'm doing this to make it easier for the next black fighter. And that's why people need to get out of my way. Even if you don't agree with me, I'm making your job easier. Because I stand on my square. All right? And at the end of the day, Terrence Crawford is going to have to leave Bob Arum. I even told Bomac off camera, I just believe y'all niggas going to have to wake up and realize if you want to secure your legacy, and Bomac and I don't agree. He confronted me about Bomac was a man. He confronted me, and I told him how I wasn't disrespectful. I don't want to fight no. What's up? Hello. You poo-poos? Yeah. Okay, I'll change your diaper, okay? Go get your blanket. All right, this video got to be short. I got to change my daughter's diaper. But you want to change it upstairs? No. Okay. So at the end of the day, I said, Bomac disagreed with me. He confronted me about my interviews. I held my ground respectfully. He respected the fact that we disagreed. And I told Bomac, I want the best for him. But tough love is still love. All right? If this was Earl Spence, I would do the same thing to Earl Spence. If this was Deontay Wilder, I would do the same thing to Deontay Wilder. If this was the Charlos, I would do the same thing to the Charlos. Period. I'm just being as real as I can be. I only can be authentic. I only can be my authentic self. Barbershop conversation. I got to go change my daughter's diaper. Barbershop conversations. I got 10 more minutes left in this fucking video and I can't get it out. So barbershop conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.